Welcome everyone to the YOOthem Pro session. My name is Elisa. I work with Joomla since 2006 and I'm in the Joomla community since 2013. And yeah, I'm happy I can present today. I felt not so good today morning, so good to be here. Who of you is working with YOOthem already? Okay, who of you is not? That's easier. Okay. So what I will show you today is basically how YOOthem works, but most of all the new features of YOOthem Pro version 4. I prepared here a website. All the text and images that were created by ChatGPT and Midjourney. So I did not have to write everything myself. And this example website is about pet adoption center. I have here welcome text. I have something about us, about adopt a pet. So we have some dogs and cats that want to be adopted from the pet shelter. I have some details about each pet. The details are also stored in custom fields. I have also some details about all the breeds that are around, dogs, cats, even a description about mixed breeds. And also the breeds have their description stored in custom fields, like their history or characteristics and so on. Then I have a blog. The blog is tagged with cats or dogs. Is it cat related or dog related, or even related to the adoption process and so on. Then I have a FAQ. So every question is one article in the category FAQ. And I have a contact us page that's empty for now. And this, what I'm showing here, is Joomla core. So nothing added yet. You see I have the articles in Joomla here. Let's look at one of the pets. I have here the intro text, the further text. I have an intro image here. And in the general pet information, I have like what's the activity level of this pet? Is it a good fit with dogs? Can the pet be alone for a while or not? So informations about the pet that might be interesting for the visitor. And then some informations about this specific cat. His name is Max, he's 5, male. It's a very large cat because it's a Maine Coon. And the related breed to this cat is a Maine Coon. Okay, and now at this point I see I lied to you when I said that's just core Joomla. There is one field made by Peter. It's our articles related field. It's installed here and makes it possible to to select here related articles from a list. I could define that this list only shows breeds. Okay, and now what I'm wanting to do here is this site. I want to transform this site into this site in maybe 2 or 3 hours. No worries, we will not need 2 or 3 hours now. I just show you the result. So I left the Joomla items as they were. I did not change them. I did not use the builder feature from YOOthem. I created templates from YOOthem to make the site look this way. So it means you make not yourself dependent of YOOthem Pro and you think you never will be able to switch the template again, you just create like view templates in YOOthem to display the informations from your Joomla website like you want it to be. So this is our goal today, to have this website, or I already prepared it, as you see. So this is the home page. I have a About Us page. I have a page Adopt a Pet. I have a mega menu here at the top where I can select. I have the dogs. And I also have the cats, of course. And I have a detail page about the cat. I have an overview of the breeds with a filter here at the top. A blog with filters as well. And on the next side, the blog looks a little bit different. Then I have the FAQ. And I have the, the Contact Us page with some nice effects here. So let's go into this page. This is a copy now from the plain website without YOOthem enabled yet, but I installed it already. And when you install YOOthem and you don't have the beta yet, you can change your installer and the global configuration to beta. And then you will see the beta version of YOOthem Pro here. It's the version 4, beta 10, and you can update YOOthem to the beta version. Now I go into the system, into site template styles, and I can switch the site template to YOOthem. And when I switch it to YOOthem, you see that's a new feature in YOOthem 4. YOOthem appears here in the sidebar already. So you don't have to go always to the home screen back. You can always access YOOthem here from the menu. And when I click here on YOOthem, there's some news about the new version. And then you see the site already looks a little bit different than just with core Joomla. We have the menu there at the top, and also the pages look already a little bit different. And then in YOOthem, you have the possibility to upload your logo, to define how the menu should look like and how the style of the site should look like. So when I click now on layout and on site, I could just write here some text maybe. Forever Friends. Then I have the text here as a logo, or I can upload the logo, but I don't have it prepared, so I just leave it for now. That's what you can do in site layout. There are some different settings for the toolbar that can be on the top and so on. But let's skip this for now. Then I have the header options, and in the header options I can define how the menu should be displayed on the site. I can justify the menu items here at the top. I can place the logo at the center and display it like that. I can stack them below the logo and so on. I have different options how the site can look like. And I have also dialog position. You can set it to be visible also already in desktop mode or only in mobile. But for now we just continue with this menu. Then I show you, you can switch the style of the site very easily. If you go into YOOthem, you have the style options on the left. And then when you click on the first drop-down, you have an overview of a lot of predefined styles by YOOthem. So when you go on the YOOthem website, you have a lot of templates shown up. These templates are just styles. It does not matter if you download this or this one. They are all in one YOOthem, and you can switch from one to another easily. So when I say I like these colors and these fonts a lot, I can just select one of the styles, and you see already the website looks different than before. I like this more. And then you can also change the colors and the fonts of this style as well. You don't have to go with the style as it is. When you hover headline or a specific element, you see a tooltip. And with this tooltip, you know what you need to change the color of this element. For example, it says here, article, base, link, or margin. I know that I have to go into base. And in base, I can switch the color of the headline. That's not the right headline. It's possibly H3. No. That's the demonstration effect. I don't know now which headline it is. But you can also save your styles in this My Styles panel. So if you're satisfied with one of the styles, you can just save it here and use it for other projects, or save it just like for a backup. And you can also upload styles here from other pages. I upload the style from this example, and you see it has already the colors I wanted, and you're ready to go. The style panel has also a preview of all components. If you click here at preview all components, you see all the headings and backgrounds and so on. Okay, so far just a quick start for those that don't know YOOthem Pro, how I installed it and set it up. Next thing will be that I will show you page by page from this example how it's built and the new features of YOOthem Pro. Any questions about this so far?
Is this the current version that we are looking at? Already
we will now look at the YOOthem Pro version 4. It's the beta 10 version, and it will be released next week probably. Any more questions until now? Okay, so let's start. I just close here the demo and this one as well. And I show you how I set up these templates here. So I go again into YOOthem. And if you open YOOthem, as you saw before, you have a side-by-side view on the right side, you see how the site will look like on a desktop, or even you can switch here at the bottom to iPad, to horizontal, or how it would look like on a phone. And then you have two areas. You have the builder area. There you can use YOOthem as a page builder separately for each site. But then YOOthem will overlay the Joomla editor. I show it to you later. And every information about the elements will be stored in the Joomla editor field. What I'm doing now is to use the templates. It works the same like in like the builder, but the templates are assigned to a specific category or specific language, and in YOOthem Pro you are able to pull the contents from Joomla, from the custom fields, and display it at the specific positions in your template. Let's start with the welcome page. It recognized that I'm on the welcome page and shows me here the builder. When I click on builder, you have the page builder view, and at each element where there is a database symbol, you see the contents of this element are pulled from Joomla Core, somewhere from Joomla Core. There's different sources you can pull from. The builder works like that you have sections, and you create a new section when you hover here the icon on the left side, and then you can add different sections. Here I added a new section. It's empty for now, and every section has different settings. When I click here on edit, I can, for example, put an image in the background. Let's just take any image. And I can define how the image will be loaded, if it's a cover or if it should be containing, like this. I can set this up. I can set up how large the section will be. Is it just is it the viewport height, or maybe viewport minus 20%? And for the image, I can also define an overlay. There are the settings for the image, and I can define an overlay, for example. So when I add some text, the text will be above it. So in the sections itself, there are these plus icons. When I click on the plus icon, I can add a new element. And there are different elements I can use. And when I click here, for example, on headline, I already have a placeholder text, and I can change this with my text, just something. Or I can connect it to a Joomla field. I should delete the section now here and show it to you here at the top. You see here headline and this tiny database symbol. When I click here on headline and on the advanced tab, it says dynamic content here, and that's good. Yeah, dynamic content, and that's new in YOOthem 4. I can select that the content is coming from a parent source. So I select here in the section settings already that the source is coming from the article. And then in the element itself, I can select that it's coming from the parent. That's good because you can add conditions in the section already, and you don't have to repeat the conditions over and over again. And it's also much faster to load the site. So that's one of the new features of YOOthem Pro number 4, that you can select a parent source in the section. And after selecting the parent source in the content tab, I can select, when I click on dynamic, from all the Joomla core contents. And what I wanted to show here is the article title of this welcome page. Next one, I have here the intro text of the article. When I click here on the element, you see it's pulling the content from the article. So then I have here the image, and this I just put in, by hand. It's not connected to intro image or so. But I want to show you here that you can have animations on such images. When I reload the page, you see that it's animated, and that's just default SVG image. That's all one line here. And in the settings, you can set the SVG to be styleable with CSS and to animate the strokes. That's not a new feature, but maybe someone of you does not know that yet. Then I have the pet gallery here. When I zoom out a bit, you see the cats and the dogs are displayed here in the gallery. And this is also not a new feature. You can dynamically pull images from specific folders from your website. So when I go here on this item files and on the advanced tab, I zoom in again, you see that it pulls the images by this pattern from the folder cats. It pulls all the JPEGs and PNGs from this folder, and it displays them here in this gallery. And I made the same for the dogs. That's just a copy of the cats item, and I added also the dogs here. Next section is Adopt a Pet. And here I have, I just put in the headline by myself. But here at this slider panel, I pull the articles from the category Adopt a Pet, from all the cats and all the dogs. And when I click here on this item and on advanced, you see I filtered by the categories dogs and cats. And in the content, I just pull the title, the teaser from the pet here, the image, the link to the article, and the link text. That's something nice. If you were at Brian's session yesterday in the morning about accessibility, so it's good not to just write everywhere, read more or something. It's good to write maybe what I can read more. So I can define not only the text on the button here, more about Max. I can also define the link area label here to make it more accessible. But okay, that's... and in the link text and the dynamic options, I pulled here the name of the pet. And when I click here on the pen, I can prepend it with more about. That's how I did it. So I wrote here before more about, and I can also define an after text, and then it will appear always after the name. You also have search and replace. That's also sometimes a nice function to replace things in the source you selected. Next is our team. Nothing more to say about that. That's just a different display. But also I just pulled here every team member has one Joomla article, and there's the name and description and the intro image. And I just pulled all the articles from this category and displayed them in this YOOthem element. Then we have the most read FAQs here. In the beginning, I told you for every FAQ item, I made a single article. And here I show them an accordion element. It's the same structure again. I created here a dynamic source. I filtered it by FAQ, and I also can filter it by text if I want, by authors, or I can say how many items should be put from this, and I ordered them by hits descending. So I have the No Street FAQs on the home page here. And here at the bottom, I have the blog items at the bottom. Yeah, just like I explained it with the cats and the dogs. Then this is made as a template, and I prefer this because I have everything in Joomla Core. But sometimes single articles are faster to create just in the builder. And that's what I made for the About Us page. I just, you see there's no template for this. So I switch back to the builder. And here's just a static content created in the builder. I also pull here the articles from the team at the bottom as a dynamic content, but it's a builder item. It looks like that in the back end. About Us. When I go on the item, you see there's no editor field anymore, but YOOthem builder. And when I click on this, I just end up again here. But all the other articles that I showed to you, like welcome, they are just Joomla articles. There's the header image, there's the headline, the text that is displayed. So I did not touch the Joomla article at all. Then adopt a pet. So I have here at the top the adoption process, also not a new function in YOOthem Pro. It's there since longer. You can have parallax effects. You can, I just show it to you. Wait. So when you scroll now, you see the background is moving, but the panel is not changing, not now. And when I move further, the next panel is showing up. And the next one. For this, you have to do some math. In the section, you just create the background and the color in the section, and you set the section to be 2 viewports high. Two viewports. And then you just place the elements here in the section, and you add some parallax effects to these elements. The first element is just normal. You just put it there. And in the settings at the bottom, you create some animations. Opacity is full at the beginning, and at 80% is still full, but then it fades out. And the start of the animation is at 100 viewports. It means when the image is shown, when the viewport is shown completely, the animation starts. Then there's a little hack provided by YOOthem how to determine when the animation is starting. And then you subtract the 100 viewports and the rest of the viewport height when the animation should end. That's quite complicated. It sounds complicated, but when you write it down on a paper and focus on it a bit, you will understand. So I have 2 viewport heights, and the animation starts at 100 viewports. Means I have 100 viewports left to animate all my elements. 100 viewports, and I have 3 elements. Means every element has 33.33 viewports height time to be animated. So 100% plus 100% viewport height, that's just like a reset code. And then I subtract 133. So this is when my animation should end here. And the next element is positioned absolutely. So that's important to position it absolute, top 0. And then in the parallax effects, I subtract 166, but it starts at 133 when the other element ended. There's a very good video from YOOthem where the calculation is shown. Sounds complicated, but it's okay. Good. Let's zoom out again. So here on the overview, I just did the same like on the home page. I showed the animals that want to be adopted. I pulled the contents by this dynamic content source and display them here. And then I show here some related blog posts. So in the blog post, I select the categories from the blog, but it should be related to this. So I only show the blog posts that are related to the adoption process. Then I have a docs overview. And here we come again to a new feature from YOOthem 4. You have a repeatable section now. I created here a section. I defined the dynamic sources. That's the intro image, headline, the intro text, and a button. And now I can define in the section that it should be the dynamic content comes from the articles. I just define it in the section, and then in the section itself, I have to define that it comes from the parent source, articles, and then it will repeat the sections as many articles I have in this category. That's a very good new feature because you will be able not just to display it simple like I did here, but you also could add some more information in the section and be more creative. And before maybe you use the grid element to display the block items or even Grid Pro. And with the repeatable sections, you can be more creative with how the items are displayed. Then I have the detail view of each pet. For the dogs, actually I could use for dogs and cats the same template, but I was a bit lazy. Here I wrote before the content source woof, my name is Chloe, and when the cats were displayed, or when the cats are displayed, let's go on Max. Max says meow. But I can do this on the same template as well, because you can have conditions in the custom sources, and I can say that it should be only displayed when it's a cat. So I can just add 2 sources here. One I could write wolf before. and one meow, and then in the conditions I can say that this should be only shown when it's a cat and the other one when it's a dog. But I just duplicated it and changed it. Cancel. So, and here I pull the article title, the full content text. Here I added a button. It says I want to meet Max. This will lead to the contact page. You could lead it to a contact form maybe, which is pre-filled then with the information, which pet they want to adopt. And here I can show you this also with the conditions. I just opened the back end. Who was it? It was Max, I think. Yeah. So on the general pet information from Max, I have a good fit with dogs is 8 from 1 to 10. He's 8, so he likes dogs a lot. And in the dogs, I have the same. I have in the dogs, the match is a good fit with cats. So when there's a fit between those, I have here a section appearing, it's a match. And then the dogs that get along with the cats are displayed. But when the cat does not like dogs, I don't know which of them, maybe her. So Princess is not a good match for dogs, so this section is not displayed at all. And in the section, it's set up that the dynamic condition, good fit with dogs, should be greater than 7. Then it should be a good match.
And how are you sure that these dogs are also?
Yeah, I just.
It's kind of double condition.
The condition, the section itself is only shown if the cat is a good match with dogs, and the dogs are only shown. There's another condition in the dogs itself. I pull the dogs that are
Themselves.
good fit with cats, greater than 7 again.
That's how you get them.
Yeah, so the section is not shown at all if the cat does not like dogs, and yeah, you see she does not like dogs. Then I have here is there a dog or a cat?
Then 2 and 2.
Then I have here the use of Peter's field. The breed is related to the cat. It's a Persian cat here. So I can display here the related breeds to this cat. So this is multiple item source related breed, and I show all related breeds because there could be dogs that are mixed, like Shepherd and Labrador mix, whatever. Then all the related breeds will be shown here, so I can educate myself how this breed is like. And here we have. I had to create everything one by one, but I connected it also with dynamic sources to the activity level, training and care, and so on. And so it's displayed like this here. First I used the progress element, but it was not aligned properly. So I just used the class of UIKit and put it before the number of the activity level. There's from UIKit the CSS code, how to display this progress bars, and I put the HTML before and after, and so these are displayed like that. But there's also a progress element but it was not aligned properly, so I used this one. Then I have here related FAQs, just related to adoption process and the cats. Then I have here a random image in the background from the breed. Yeah, it's just the full image with a slight parallax effect and some related blog posts. Then I have like a blog section about the breeds with filters on top. And in the details, yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. One more feature from YOOthem 4 are the repeatable columns. So as before I showed you the repeatable sections, you had a parent section and the sections were repeatable, and the same is possible now for columns. You just set one column here and set it to repeatable, and then you can put all the elements here you want, and then the sections will be repeated for as many articles you have. To make this work, you have to set the row to the whole width, and in the column you have then the dynamic content articles here. And you can define how they should be displayed. What's your preferred way to display them? And where is it? And in the row settings, in the alignment, you can set if it's not equally ending, if they should just float to the left, or justify, or be centered. 10 minutes? Okay. Then I show you another new feature of YOOthem 4 and the FAQ. In the FAQ, I show all the articles from the FAQ. And some of you already have built something like this on in the builder, maybe, not in the template. And if I'm here now in the template, I have here the dynamic sources pulled, so that's not a problem. But some of you maybe created an accordion like this, and then the customer comes and says, oh, nice, but could you make it filterable and add some add some filters and add some images to the FAQs? And then you say, okay, then I would need to recreate it as a grid element maybe to make this possible. And that's now possible just to switch the source of the element. You go into the Advanced tab, and then you can just transform the element and say that should not be an accordion, it should be a grid. So now it's a grid, and in the grid I can set then the filter animation, and I need to match the text. Yeah, I can adjust the styling and the settings, but now I have the FAQ filter able. I can pull the intro images. I come to a hidden new feature, which is my probably most favorite one. It's a very small thing, but I like it very much. When you're in your article and it's a template, So I'm now in the doc template. Every doc has this template. And I see that the headline from Chloe, 4 lines, is just too much for the layout I have in my mind, and I want to change it. So the former way was to maybe open a new tab and go into articles, search for the article and change the title, or go out and change it and then come back again to continue working on the site. But there's a new hidden thing. It's just visible when you hover doc, and it opens the article and you can just edit it. And this is a huge time saver for me, so I like this feature very much. And one more new feature from YOOthem Pro is here. You see the breeds, and for the breeds, I added an intro image which is square, and I added an image that is version here. Here, a square image and such an image in landscape form. There's a new feature, it's called focal point. And the focal point makes it possible to use the landscape images as square images. I go here in the articles, and you see I selected here the intro image. I just select the full image. And now you see it's still square, but I can define in the settings the focal point of the image. But it's center, or top center, I don't know, bottom left maybe. And then the images change according to the focal point that I created. And the focal point can also be pulled dynamically. Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe a wrong label. I have to ask them. Yeah, and one very new thing that was added in the latest 2 betas is that you also can change the HTML element of your sections and your elements, so it can match the semantic structure of your site. That's for now. If you have any questions, shoot. Yeah.
Could you go back to the previous page? Click on template, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Once more to home. Yep. Okay, and then if you go to the first page where you have the black, yeah, that one, yeah. Okay, that image, is that a background of some other extension, or is it?
The image in the background I pulled in the section from the intro image of the article.
Okay, so can you change the focus of that image when demonstrating in responsiveness for a mobile phone or something?
No.
You can't.
That's what I had mistaken the focal point for.
Yeah.
I thought the new feature focal point
Yeah.
will be for the responsiveness.
Yeah.
That's not for this. So you have to optimize it yourself.
Okay, or we have to do that in a different application.
You can make a new section only for mobile devices and
Yeah.
put it on mobile.
Yeah.
It's also possible to you can hide and show elements depending on the viewport.
Okay, thank you.
So you have to start with YOOthem Pro with the blank website, or let's say you use Gantry for the moment. Can you use it on the Gantry site also? And then
I don't use Gantry. I don't know how
Or
it
another
works.
framework?
So
No, you can't. Okay.
no. So
YOOthem is 2 products. It's the page builder and it's template. And if your site has a Gantry template,
and you install YOOthem, you get a YOOthem template. That's not yet.
No, I know, but is it possible or not?
You can assign the entry template to one page and YOOthem to another page. That's what you can.
No, I mean,
No,
I mean, if you have a gantry site, can you?
so
switch
is
over to
gantry,
YOOthem, you know?
is gantry storing the information in the core? Is gantry storing the information in the Joomla core or somewhere else? Then you can switch the templates. Yeah. You can go for it. Any more questions? Yeah.
Struggling with the mobile menu because
Mhm.
it shows all the menu items and all the sub-menu items.
Mhm.
So it can be very extended. I don't really want that.
For the
Something else.
For the mobile menu, you have to define the headers as separators. And I'm not sure, Brian, is there a rule? Is there accessibility rule for navigation that the head elements must be leading to another site? Or that they must be just have one action. Does it make sense? So here I have adopted pet.
Yeah.
Is it a problem when it leads to another page?
What you mean?
So it's okay. It can open also another page. Have to open a drop down and open another page. That's a problem. Okay.
That's why if you look at
So-
the core templates,
Mhm.
the drop down menu,
Yeah.
there's the text, and there's the arrow,
Yeah.
and there's separate.
Okay. Yeah. So
'Cause you must always know. The simple answer is you must always know what's going to happen if you click on.
yeah. So to make this work at the mobile menu, you just define the parent elements as separator, and then they will collapse. But then they will not lead to another site. And
Yeah, because I think the problem with Patrick means, could you open up the site wch.nl? wch.nl. And then if you now wzh.
asset.
If you go scroll to the bottom, completely to the bottom, to the sitemap, you have to click OK at the bottom, and then go to the sitemap. This is the huge menu, and if you narrow down the page and look at the mobile menu,
Yeah.
that's really, really, really horrible. So we to decrease the mobile menu because that's not possible at the moment. To make the mobile menu more collapsible. If you narrow down the page, if you make it smaller, you can see what the mobile menu looks like. That's undoable.
Yeah. So if you define them as separators, they will
But then
collapse.
you miss the link.
Yeah. There may be possibilities because you have the dialog position. So you have you can just publish any builder element in the dialog position. So maybe you could use either I don't know, maybe accordions or
Instead of selecting your menu in YOOthem's interface, there you leave it empty and you do it the Joomla way. So you create a module. In the module,
Yeah.
you say, okay, for the global view, it's all levels, and for the mobile view, it's in dialog position, and it's only two levels.
3 levels or something.
Yeah, and then you can
Yeah, that's-
reach it, I think.
yeah, that's a good solution, I think. Yeah.
Because for multilingual websites, like in that one, well, you cannot typically you have to go through modules because you can't select multiple menus in the interface.
Just have a message that says use this on a desktop.
Any more questions
It's
for now?
conditional content. You display this message.
Leave it away.
Let's see it.
Any more questions from your side, you can reach me afterwards. We can discuss some solutions. I can show you how to override elements and so on. Session is too short to show it all in one session. I have a surprise for all new users from YOOthem. If you haven't tested YOOthem yet, there's a coupon code you can use. Unfortunately, just for new accounts. It will be valid only 24 hours, but it gives you only 24 hours from today, from now, and it gives you a huge discount of 70%. So go for it. Okay. Thank you.